What a difference a week makes. 7 days ago, Purdue's defense couldn't stop anything that Missouri dealt out. This week, the defense was flat out dominant. And finally, Purdue got its first victory. This is the 2-Minute Morning. Today's podcast is brought to you by Martin Vintage, martinvintage.com. Enter Boiled at checkout for 20% off. Mom, thanks for watching. Hey everybody, I'm Boiler Dowd. What a great game. Holt did some amazing things in the last 6 days, just making adjustments and getting this defense in a position to win and helping the team get in the position to win by simply dominating. Holt said he wasn't going to hold much back this week and they were going to blitz more and play more aggressively. The good news is the matchup for Purdue was pretty darn good. Boston College doesn't seem to have a burner, a guy on the team that can just beat them deep and go vertically, and they don't have a quarterback surely that could deliver even if they did. And that helped Purdue's DBs keep everybody in front of them. Then on top of that, Purdue's front four was simply dominated. Check that, the front seven, because Barnes got involved too. Not only did they sack Boston College 4 times, but they had 4 interceptions, and 3 of those were off tipped ball. Purdue's defense, if you didn't watch the game, you just heard the score, Purdue's defense was even better than the score indicates. Because if it weren't for Boston College kick returner, I think he had 215 yards in returns. He put Boston College in the position to score 2 or 3 different times. One of those times led directly to 7 points. But the rest of the game, Purdue's defense just stiffened up and made it really, really difficult for Boston College's offense. Not only were they collapsing the pocket, but also they were stopping Boston College's vaunted run attack. Really, every single time they would attempt to run the ball. Purdue's front looked excellent. Purdue's DBs looked excellent. Everybody got involved today. David Blau was very, very efficient. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, while only throwing 7 incompletions. And at the same time, Purdue's offensive line really wasn't doing a whole bunch of favors for him because he was running for his life all day. Boston College had a very good front four, and they put a lot of pressure on Blau. And Blau got dirty a lot all day. In fact, he was getting hit so many times that with about 10 minutes left, with Purdue in clear domination, up 30-7, I was pleading, Coach Brohm didn't listen to me, with Brohm to pull Blau and say, okay, let's see Sipe. Let's see somebody else. Let's just put a Wildcat quarterback in. I really don't want to see Sparks back there either. But just do something different so Blau wouldn't have to take another hit, because he took some hits. But he was solid. Purdue's receivers once again were very solid. Zico, Wright, Sparks, Moore, and the tight ends, man, they look solid. The tight ends, though, they started the game off really, really well. Both Hopkins and Herdman, I believe. I got to go back and check the stats. But I think both of them had fantastic catches in traffic. Purdue's receivers, this is a near miraculous thing since last year. Now all those guys catch the ball with their hands and can catch the ball in traffic and have just tremendous concentration. What an improvement since last year. So Purdue now has improved to 1-3, and they're not dead. They're not dead. I think what they have to continue to do is say, listen, let's set goals every week, keep it small, take it week by week. Don't look at the big picture right now, because a bowl still seems like a difficult situation. We talked about in the Handsome Hour that Purdue has to win 4 road games, to go to a bowl. That's a lot to ask of a team, any team, let alone a very young defense team. Defense that is... There are a lot of guys doing things for the first time in college right now, and they're starting to grow up. Granted, like I said, when Purdue plays teams that are fast and have quarterbacks that can deliver the ball to vertical routes, it makes it difficult on those DBs. But right now, in the wake of today's game, the defense looks like they have a pulse, which is fantastic. And Jeff Brohm and Nick Holt have silenced the doubters, at least for a week. Next week, though, they get to play Nebraska, and Nebraska is really reeling right now. One of their offensive linemen last week, in case you missed it, told the world that many people are not buying into Scott Frost's philosophy. We'll talk about that this week on the site, but this was a good win. This is a great thing for Purdue. To beat a ranked team so soundly is a pretty big deal, and it hasn't happened in a long time. In fact, at one point when Purdue was up 23 points, Purdue had the biggest lead on a ranked team since 2003. That's saying something. It's saying a lot about what we talked about this week, is that this program is headed the right direction. In spite of that record, they're heading the right direction. Guys like Rondale Moore remind you that the infusion of talent, as these guys start coming in, this team will get better. And the guys that have bought in, the guys that are, have been solid all along, guys like Barron and Blau specifically, they want to see this program turn around, and they're going to be a big part of it. This was fun. This was a big one, and glad I got to be there. It was a good day. Good job to the fans that were at Ross-Ade. Hey, the rest of you guys, get back on board. Purdue wins 30-13 over Boston College. Our Boilers have life. BS all the time.